So we've been living in Maine for a couple months now, and in some ways it's exactly what we expected, and in other ways it maybe is not so much what we expected. So we're going to talk about what it's really like living in Maine, whether it's better or worse than we expected, what we expected to begin with, and what the reality of it is being here now.
Beautiful.
I think that was a better one.
Yeah.
So the first thing that I expected was that it was going to be cold here. And that has just not really been true at all. It's been very, very hot. And I know you were saying that a lot of places don't have AC here because it doesn't usually get too hot, our apartment included. And then a lot of people weren't anticipating this amount of heat because it's not normally this hot. The heat was one thing, but...
It's not so much the heat, it's the humidity that will kill you.
The heat was one thing, but it really was bad because we didn't have AC and because it wasn't cooling down at night. It would be one thing if it was like in the 80s during the day but got down to like 60s at night, that would be fine. But the problem was there was like a 2-week period where it just didn't go below 70 degrees at night at all. Might have even been longer than 2 weeks. But I know, I want to say it was close to a month that our apartment didn't go below 80 degrees ever, which was really, really brutal.
And I was kind of fine with
Yeah.
that.
I can't believe that.
At night, I know everybody says at night to
Yeah.
sleep they need the cool fresh air, and I do agree with that. That was
A little
the hardest part, but
Yeah. You did do just fine. I did not. And I finally caved and got an AC unit for our bedroom.
which I will say, I think that was a great call.
Yeah, it's changed a lot for us.
But in the winter, I feel people, when they find out that we have moved from Michigan, they're like, oh, you guys will be fine. It's not that different.
Yeah,
Cold-wise.
Obviously, we don't know what the winter's gonna be like yet, so we can check back in. Everybody says the Maine winter is bad, and then now that we're here, and people ask where we moved from, and we say Michigan, it's kind of like, pretty much everyone has said, oh, it'll be the same.
I am really excited for the winter here because I want to try some new winter outdoor activities. So I think even if it is cold and it snows and it sucks and we get sick of it, we're really wanting to try to make the best of winter here by like snowshoeing and snowmobiling and cross-country skiing and just trying out new things to embrace the cold rather than just fight against it and hate it the whole time. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, we don't want to just hunker down and be indoors all winter. We want to actually like still live as actively as we are, maybe a little less, but still more active than we normally do in the winter.
Yeah.
So I do think it's a lot hotter than we were expecting, but it's not unbearable. It's pretty much the same as Michigan. Oh, you'll have a lot to say about this. It's difficult to get medical care out here. We heard that a few times, like just from people that we had talked to, and a lot of like Facebook groups and forums and whatnot say it's really hard to get doctor's appointments out here. And that is definitely true.
Vet appointments are not a problem, which I heard people saying you need to book your vet appointments like a year out if you're a new patient, so that is fine. But so far I've tried to make just a regular primary care physician appointment, whatever you want to call that, and a dentist appointment. And I don't even know. It's weird here.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
It's weird. I went to the dentist, did x-rays, and then the actual dentist looked at my teeth for a second back in the chair and was like, you're good. You don't have cavities.
Yep.
And then they told me to go back out into the waiting room. Then someone else called me back and brought me into like an office room to schedule my cleaning. I thought I was just going there to get a cleaning. So now I have to go back to get the cleaning.
I don't know why it has to be 2 visits.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I don't either. And then for my physical, I booked this like 8 weeks out, but they were like, before starting as a new patient, you have to do a telehealth onboarding appointment. So I did that last week. It lasted 6 minutes. It was this man just asking me like date of birth, any surgeries, like a basic intake form was a meeting.
That took 2 months to schedule.
Yes, and then I thought at least this man would schedule my actual physical with me. He said, no, you can go ahead and call the office now to schedule your physical. so I'll be doing that. And then who knows when I'll be able to get in. But it's just like there's these pre-appointments.
Yeah.
So I think that just takes longer.
It does, which is probably one of the reasons why it's so hard to get into these places.
Yeah, I don't quite understand.
Yeah, I don't get it either. And I had a similar problem where I found a practice that was in network with my insurance, and I called them to get in, and they're like, yeah, for new patients, we just have a wait list. That's all we have. And I'm just on the wait list now. And once I'm on that, then they'll call me and say, you can schedule your appointment. So it could be next week and they call me and say, we can get you in a few days or in a week. But it could also be 2 months and they call me and say, okay, now you can schedule an appointment for 2 months from now. So
Yep.
Who knows when I'll get in.
Yep. So this seems pretty much like what we expected for the most part.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
pretty rough. And it seems like most people, if they need any major medical care, they go to Boston. Or
Right. Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Boston seems to be the closest like major city.
Yeah. There's
Where you
like
could have, like-
emergency services out here,
Mhm.
but that's pretty much it. The next one that I wrote down was that everything about our lives would be very different when we moved here. Our house, our work situation, everything was changing. And I was just kind of expecting that everything about our lives would kind of follow suit with that. But I don't think it's totally been that.
Oh, did you see that
I
grasshopper?
did. Yeah.
Hi.
So I think that this has been somewhat true, but not totally. I think that a lot of things about our lives have changed a lot, but there are still a lot of things about our like everyday lives that haven't changed a lot. You know, our weekdays are fairly similar.
I feel like for me, with going from working about 50% in the office, 50% virtually, now working 100% virtually, that is pretty drastic for me. I remember back in Michigan saying, this is my last time setting foot in a workplace establishment. And I really enjoy not having to set foot in a workplace establishment. And working fully 100% remote is really nice. But it's still like, yeah, you work, you make dinner, you watch TV.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah. There are a lot of things that just haven't changed, and I think that's what I didn't totally account for or like think about when we moved, was that there were some things that you just aren't going to change because that's just the way that your life is. But I will say what has changed drastically is our weekends and free time. Yeah, those have just been very, very different since we moved, which is great. That was totally our intention. And just to like bring this point home, we have so many plans that we've already done and that we have planned through to the end of the year. We have a joint calendar that we kind of put tentative plans on or solid plans on. And I think almost every weekend or week up until the end of the year is like accounted for at this point. We have a lot that we want to do, and there just are a lot of things that we can do now that we live here that we couldn't do back in Michigan.
and we're just treating it like a vacation. Like, these are things that we wanted to do in Maine when we visited before,
Yeah.
but didn't have a chance to do, or, you know, if we were visiting in the summer, now we'll be able to see Maine in the fall. So there's so many different things that we want to experience in the fall and in the winter. So
Totally.
I remember saying to you, like, last week, it's so different from how I've lived before, where I'm always looking forward to summer for so long,
Yeah.
and there's all these things I want to do, and then summer rolls around and I maybe do like 2 of those things. But that is not the case here at
Yeah.
all, and
Very
that
much.
feels really, really good to
Yeah.
me. Very fulfilling.
I'm thinking of those memes that are like, what if we kissed at the Ford summer sales event? Well, maybe I'm just not meant to make this point. So I think that our lives are mostly different from living here. I think it's like 60 to 70% different.
There's definitely this idea that just everything is going to change, and there's just a lot of things that stay the same. Just how we like to spend time at home, It's a balance.
Yeah. So the last and biggest expectation in my mind was there's just no one here. There's no one in the state, and that it was going to be really hard to make friends. That is a little bit true. It is definitely very sparsely populated. I mean, in the area that we live in, it's a decent size. It's still like a pretty small town, but like there's some amenities here. But if you really want any kind of like normal modern city-ish life, you really have to go to Portland at least, if not Boston. But the Portland area is bigger than we anticipated. There's a lot of things that you can do there and have just kind of like a normal like city experience or going out type experience. This year we actually went to Portland Pride, which was surprisingly big in my mind.
Biggest Pride I've ever been to.
Yeah, agreed. And the first Pride event that we went to this year was a Portland Sea Dogs Pride Night. The Sea Dogs are a AA minor league baseball team affiliated with the Red Sox. While they're not like a huge team, it does seem like the Sea Dogs are kind of like the go-to sporting event in Maine. Like if you want to see a Maine sports team, that's probably who you're going to go see. The events are pretty well attended. We've even had some times where it's hard to get tickets or we can't find enough tickets. Yeah, the Pride Night was really awesome. It was huge and it was really fun, and we felt so welcomed in an environment that we maybe otherwise wouldn't have felt. And I don't know about you, but I haven't been to a baseball game in forever. I don't know how long. I was probably like 14 when I went to a Tigers game.
I went to a lot of minor league baseball back in Michigan, but so it was like a nice, I don't know, kind of familiar. It related to that a lot, but I think it was a nice way to get acquainted with Portland and have something structured to do and just kind of see the energy of the city.
Yeah, it was like our first time really going there, and I think that was the first time being in the city at all. And the actual Portland Pride was the following weekend, June 15th, and that was really, really incredible. I remember hearing someone saying that the reason it was so big, especially this year, was because they weren't having Boston Pride, so a lot of people from New England came to Portland specifically for this, which was really cool. The main event of Portland Pride was a parade that went down Congress Street, which was kicked off with a group of female bikers, whose name I will put on screen because I think the video will get taken down if I say that out loud on YouTube.
I sobbed when they drove up.
Yeah, it really was. It was a powerful moment.
It was a powerful moment.
Yeah.
I literally sobbed.
It was profound.
It was awesome. It was the
really
coolest thing I've
was.
ever seen.
It was really cool.
They were cool.
Yeah. You like couldn't look away.
No, absolutely not.
And at the end of the parade, you could actually follow the parade down or basically be part of it and just walk to the park that it ended at, which was Deering Oaks Park. And that's kind of in the heart of the city. And then they had all the food trucks and live music and booths and all that fun stuff. There were amazing floats, talented drag artists, one of which was emceeing the event.
And no better place to be outside with the outdoors is for everybody. Give it up for our friends at LB.
A giant pride flag carried by dozens, if not hundreds, of queer people.
And then there was a lady in line in front of us that passed out in line for the food truck, and we had to catch her and lower her down to the ground before the paramedics came.
That was tough.
That was kind of a downer.
Yeah.
We didn't really know how to get back in our spirits after that.
What? Okay. What happened?
I just got the giggles, Sam.
You think we can make it through the rest of this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just tiny bit left.
Okay. As for actually meeting people and making friends out here, Lex has been very on top of that, and that's been very important to them. And I've been very impressed by this because you actually downloaded Bumble BFF and have already made 2 very good friends.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yes, I was prepared for this. I knew we're gonna get there. There's gonna be nobody. It's hard to just run into people and like, how are we gonna just meet people? Like, so
Yeah.
pretty much as soon as we got here, I downloaded the app.
Yeah.
And I've hung out with 2 friends now, each like 2 or 3 times, and
You're seeing one of them tomorrow.
yeah, I'm hanging out with one of them tomorrow. I've had a great experience with that, and it's just nice because it's people that are clearly looking for friends, and you're clearly looking for friends. So it just works.
Yeah, that's great.
And
The other thing you did was you took a pottery class last month, which seemed to be a good experience for you socially.
yes, yes. I just wanted to have something to like get me out of the house and get me socializing on my own, knowing that we would be together all the time. I can definitely get in my hermit ways, and I really just didn't want that to happen as soon as we moved here, knowing that we just had each other. So I was very intentional about trying to meet new people, trying to get out in public, get out of the house, and I think that was a really great strategy.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was a very good idea. I want to do something similar. I think would be really fun. And we just picked up your pieces the other day, and Lex just showed me everything they made.
So this one I'm most proud of.
Whoa! Wow!
I don't know.
Looks really good.
It's like a little pen cup, maybe.
Oh, cute.
I don't know, or a little pot, a little
Love
vase.
that.
This is what happens when you start making something and you don't know what you're making, and it just happens to be this way. I didn't try to do any of this.
Wow, it looks really pretty actually.
Yeah, so my instructor really likes the more organic shapes. So when, like, I didn't mean to do any of this wonkiness, but it just kind of happened that way. And then with the glaze on it, I really like this color. And then I had a little cloud as my signature.
I love that. That's so cute.
But this is the one that turned out the best, but it's still quite wonky.
I like it.
But
looks really cool.
Yeah, I really like it too. So yeah, I think it'll be like a little pot or like a little pen cup.
Okay, wait, how did you get the glaze to like look like that kind of spotty green?
That's just how the glaze is. I didn't do any of that.
Oh.
I literally just took my piece and dunked it in a tub of glaze, and then they fire it. So see, like I missed a little bit in the middle here. You know, I don't really know.
Yeah, I see. Well, it looks great.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, next piece is this bowl, question mark?
Okay.
Not quite sure what happened over here, but it looks like it just kind of slid. My bad.
It does. It's fun though.
But yeah, not sure if this one will be able to be used for anything, but again, the glaze is great.
The color. The glaze is so pretty.
Yeah.
And I like these ridges in here. I don't know the practicality, but it's a great like art piece.
It's almost like, I wish it could have been like more of a point here, because it's almost like my matcha bowl, how you can like pour from this side, but yeah,
it's so cool though.
Thank you. Okay, this is my plate.
Whoa! I love this.
She's like speckly.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
My goal was to make it more of a bowl.
Yeah.
So
I see
that didn't really happen because I really wanted a giant bowl plate that I could eat my giant meals out of. Yeah. Salads, veggie bowls that can catch stuff from falling off because I eat large quantities of food. But
did you want it to be this like sharp, like, because it kind of almost has like an octagon type, like.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
So that is all accident.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Happy accident.
Like the ridges are kind of wavy. Yeah. That's really not supposed to happen.
It's fun though.
I
love it.
Again, it's an organic shape.
It really is.
So it works though. Yeah. And I can use this. I mean, I can actually eat off of this.
Yeah, definitely.
If you look closely, you can tell this is a little darker and this is a little lighter.
Yeah.
Because this is where you dip it in the glaze bucket, and then you turn it around and you dip the other. And I must have held this side in a little bit longer or something.
Wow, that's tough.
I just noticed that in this moment. everybody else like combined glazes and did like
Oh.
drip glazes.
Huh.
And I was like, I'm gonna just do one single glaze on each because we're honest about our skill level.
Yeah.
Next, this was so it's a leaf, right?
Whoa.
It's supposed to like sit in your sink over the edge, and then it has like a sponge or like a little bar soap right here.
Gosh, that's amazing, Len.
Thanks.
I love how this turned out.
I saw it on Pinterest,
Yeah.
and then it kind of just drains the excess kind of drippage
Yeah.
from your little bar soap or your sponge.
That's amazing.
So, I don't know.
Wow, I love it. It looks like a
Thanks.
leaf.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
That's
obsessed, but it's
Okay. Well,
it
I'm
is what it
highly
is.
impressed.
Thank you. You're very kind. And then these, I just had some extra clay and wanted to make some fun things. I saw this stamp in the little stamp
Oh
bin,
my gosh.
and it reminded
That's-
me, it reminded me of Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
Yeah, now I see it. I see it completely.
So I was like, and then, so I saw it at the beginning of class, and then I lost it.
Uh-huh.
And then I searched the bins for a long time to find it again. And this, yeah, I just stamped this into a piece of clay and then cut it out
Wow.
and glazed it.
That's
So this is just a
awesome.
goofy little guy.
I love it so much.
And I might just put him somewhere
Yeah.
in my office or
Like that
something.
little elf on the shelf.
Yes. And then this is the same thing, but it's just a little bug.
Cute. I love the eyes.
Yeah.
That is really cute. I love this idea, like stamps in clay.
Right. And just put it somewhere. It's like a little
Yeah.
good luck charm.
Treat.
Yeah. So,
That's so.
pottery is really hard.
Yeah. Not for you.
I don't think so. I did enjoy it, I think. I'm really trying to think
Okay.
about that.
Yeah.
Like, everybody was nice, but if you're going for like a leisurely, creative experience, it is not that. It is process, procedure, lots of cleanup, lots of instructions, and I was not looking for that level of intensity.
Yeah.
Once you kind of get in the swing of it, it's easier. Like a lot of
Yeah.
people, you know, continue, but I don't know if it's my jam.
Yeah.
But we tried it. It was a good thing to do.
I mean, I love how this all turned out.
Yeah. And my goal with it was to just have a creative outlet and
Yeah.
just be out and about and meet
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
since we moved here.
Yeah.
And I started the class like maybe a week or two after we got here.
Yeah.
So it served its purpose, and it was really nice and just a good way to socialize when you
Yeah.
didn't know anybody here. But this one is definitely like, okay.
I like that. So you
You
think
know?
this is your favorite?
Yeah, definitely my favorite.
There. What was the most fun to make?
None of them.
Okay. What was the least fun to make?
I just didn't think it was all a lot. I mean,
enough.
to be honest, like these were by far the best to make because I could just stamp a piece of clay and then cut it out. So these two were like hand building. These two were thrown on the wheel. The wheel is very hard.
Gotcha.
Hand building seems like it'll be easier because you have all the control,
Yeah.
but you have all the control and you have no skill.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. So,
Fair enough.
yeah. It was a good experience,
You tried.
though. I tried. That was the whole point. And I didn't care at all about the artistic outcome.
Yeah.
Like, I just wanted to have,
The experience.
you know, to learn something new and experience it.
Well, then,
So.
in that sense, it was a big success.
Yes.
You want to do a quick apartment tour?
Yes. Well, you're holding it,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
Apartment tour, take one. Okay. It's all good.
Well, come see the river.
Great. Yes, so this is our view. This is not really our front yard area, but we can kind of come here and hang out.
Let's get a view of the building from here. I love this view.
We actually do have a surprising amount of outdoor space for such a small living space. This is our little driveway where we have bistro set number 1
And
and our little patio.
our fire pit.
And our fire pit, which is great. We had a fire last night for the first time.
We've got our little,
Yep.
I don't know what to call that, but it
Yeah,
hides
like-
our garbage, and my bike is in there.
Yeah.
It's like
Nice
a little garage almost.
Yeah, it is. Here's our hydrangea that Lex loves.
This is just like my favorite color.
Yeah.
Ugh.
This is bistro set number 2.
We love a bistro set.
Yes. It's our little porch space where we will sit and have lunch or tea or just sit out here at night.
I love this spot.
Yeah.
And then this is our view.
Yeah. Doesn't get much better than that.
It really doesn't.
And then we go in.
So we have our tiny little living space.
Mm-hmm.
Keegs had the great idea to buy this type of table stool
Yeah.
setup that's right in front of the window, so we get the view here as well. We are embracing our birding era, so
Yeah.
we bought some binoculars. I bought some binoculars.
Which is
Those
perfect.
stay right here.
Yep.
We got our little couch. This pulls out, so if we have a guest, we could
Yep.
accommodate. Haley, our lovely Haley,
Yes.
made these slugs.
Yep. This was a wedding gift from Alex and Haley. Thanks to
They-
them, this is like the focal point of our living
Yeah.
room.
Yeah, they have to be the focal point.
Yeah.
They're too beautiful to not be appreciated by all.
Lex is a big fan. This is our little shoe rack and entryway, which has the stained glass windows.
Then we have bistro set number 3,
Yep.
because there's no room for any more than a 2-person
Yeah.
seating arrangement.
Yep. There's not a ton of space, so we're working with what we have. But yeah, this is kind of like our little dining corner, which we really don't use that much, but it's really pretty.
And there's Ember.
There's
Hi, Ember. And then this was kind of cool, but we just don't have a lot of stuff because we sold all our stuff.
Yeah.
So we had to kind of scramble to find things to put in there.
Mhm.
Oh, and there's Olive up there.
And there's Olive. This is Olive's new favorite hiding place because her brother can't get there.
Oh.
So she will just lounge up there for hours on end.
The kitchen is great because it's a very small apartment, but the kitchen is huge
Mm-hmm.
and open.
Yep.
And
yeah.
everything's brand new.
Yep.
I think it's really cool that we're the first people to live in here.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like that.
You get a great view because of all the glass and windows. So while you're cooking, you can just be looking out at the river, watching the eagles.
These shelves are made of pews from the church. They've been just repurposed into shelves.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
We've got this little workspace here.
Yeah, this is kind of like my garage slash workspace slash office slash basement all in one. And then underneath I have all of my like camera equipment and like stuff that used to be in my desk. Right. Then we have our little utility closet here.
We've got our laundry,
Mm-hmm.
coats, that good stuff.
Yeah.
Bathroom.
Nice.
Got this lovely shower curtain from Target. A lot of good
Right.
storage.
Yeah.
I think these are also old pews from the church. Then we have our bedroom, which we both love.
Yeah.
Our bedroom in our old house was a huge loft space upstairs, and we both realized we like to have a smaller, more enclosed bedroom.
Yeah.
And this is that.
Exactly.
It's
Yep.
very small, but we
Yep.
like that.
Yep.
We
It's
don't need a
perfect.
ton of room. Like, we
Yeah.
just sleep in here. So
Yep.
if there's room for nightstands and a dresser,
Yep.
that works.
We're good. It seems like we don't have much storage space, but we actually really do. We have a lot in the apartment,
Under the bed, too.
and then we also have under the bed. Hi, Chester.
Chester wants to say hello.
Hello, buddy.
Come, he needs Keeks.
Ah,
Or the camera.
hi, you.
Hey, bud. Chester, we're going for a little ride.
Oh. Yeah, that's great.
Christmas decorations are under here.
Yep. This is pretty much everything that used to be under our basement stairs.
Yep, some extra clothes.
Yep. Woo, way to go, bud.
to the office?
Yes. The office has these beautiful double glass French doors.
More stained glass windows. I'm really loving the like orangey, warm tones.
Yeah.
Hence this rug.
Yes.
I love this rug. I've never really been a rug person until now. We've got our little whiteboard calendar, our little workout stuff, and Chester's tunnel, where he will sleep in there.
Yes. Oh no, buddy.
Don't mind
What happened?
him. He
Chester.
will sleep in this little tunnel while we work.
It's so cute.
It is so precious. He's so photogenic.
He is. Aww. Look at you. Aww, you're being nice.
And we have our lovely chair. This is like the one furniture piece we brought from
Yep.
our house because it's incredible, and for some reason, I have no problem parting with any other belonging other than this chair. I just could not. It was like $15 from Goodwill.
Yep.
And it's comfortable and great.
It is perfect, and this is the perfect spot for it. I love it here.
Yeah. This is where I do my little meditation after work. And usually Chester will come sit on my lap while I do that. Well, that's it.
I think that's about it. Yeah. All right. Well, great. Back to real time.
Yay.
Take me back to that mountain road, the one that led to the swimming pool. The fish I caught with my line and pole, I let him go, I let him go. Do you remember